Well, I have got a treat for you tonight, Chris.
It's
Uh,
Castlevania!
yeah, I can finally say, by popular request, I actually had two people ask if I could go ahead and play this on our channel.
Oh, so we might actually get some viewers
Yeah. Joseph
later.
and a friend of mine was wondering, have you guys ever played Legacy of Darkness on your channel? And I was like, no, but we've always wanted to.
Yeah,
So,
you know, I mean, Castlevania was the first game that we did together on this channel, and so it's kind of like going back to our roots. It's nice.
yeah, we might as well call this play the Castlevania Legend of Zelda Final Fantasies. Because that's what this
We
channel
occasionally
is.
throw in some Metroid, I mean...
Okay, so let's get some base stuff out of the way here. This emulator's not perfect, or this ROM of this game isn't perfect.
Did you
This
just
is
use
supposed to
the
be
E
like
word? Oh, no.
emulators are legal, ROMs are a little gray area. I own 3 physical copies of this game. Get off
Yeah,
the back.
I think you've earned it, right?
All right, so I've been really excited to do this for a while.
Yeah.
I've actually kind of had this ready to go for 2 years. So
Sweet.
we are going to play as Reinhard Schneider.
Reinhard Schneider.
Now, do you know much about Legacy of Darkness? Have you ever played this game?
Well, no, you're gonna have to excuse my ignorance on this one. Is this the one where we have sex with the Japanese twins? Because that was in the anime.
Chris, this is why I can't show our videos to anybody.
Damn it. Now my siblings can't watch it for posterity.
So anyways,
you didn't answer the question.
You played Castlevania 64, right?
Absolutely, yes. So I played the original, and I rented this once or twice, and then for some reason, the family video in Napoleon, Ohio, never had it again. I can only assume some kid got mad and broke it.
Or just decided it was cheaper to keep it. So Legacy of Darkness is basically the director's cut, and I'll get into that a little bit later when we've got some time to fill. But,
right, so it does contain basically the whole original N64 game as well as Cornell and Henry's adventures, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And because I don't like Cornell's quest, we're going to do my favorite, Reinhardt's quest.
Reinhard Schneider. Ja, good German Belmont, ja.
Good old Necronomicon. You know, that's an H.P. Lovecraft invention.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Totally something he made up. Oh, right, I forgot there's they couldn't fit any voice work on the
Son of a
tomb.
bitch.
Transylvania, in the mid-19th century, the province of Wallachia. In this time of peace and plenty, no one foresees the return of ancient horrors. But the old legends live, and soon the land will again be plunged into darkness. The people have returned to the path of wickedness. I don't know why that's funny, that's horrible. And the bonds that seal their evil ruler's spirit are weakening. Deep in his castle, he stirs from a century of enforced sleep. That's a sentence. Count Dracula awakes. Reinhard Schneider, heir to the ancient Belmont clan of vampire hunters, though his last name isn't Belmont. His blood dooms him to oppose the might of Count Dracula, wielding the holy whip of his ancestors. The young vampire killer begins his quest.
Exciting shit.
Because they crammed so much onto the cartridge, they had to remove the voice work that was in the original game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you remember this being voiced in Castlevania 64, hey, it's the ferryman.
I remember Miserable Worm.
Yeah, all that had to be cut out
Weekly.
because they didn't. Yeah, because they didn't have enough space on the cartridge.
Oh, no shit.
By the way, the guy who does Dracula's voice for that line, he's a really famous voice actor. I cannot remember his name for the life of me at the moment.
Huh. Really? That doesn't seem like something that would have happened for a game with that one's notoriety.
He probably just needed coffee money. I mean, let's be honest. He was probably in the area, and they're like, "Hey, so and so, you're not famous yet, but you will be one day.
Right.
Come do a little bit of voice work for us." You'll recognize that, unlike the 64 version, this starts in a completely different stage.
Yeah, I was gonna say we seem to be on a boat rather than at a cliffside.
They seem to want to explain how you got to the Forest of Silence, so we're on a boat.
Yeah, I'm on a boat.
So you beat Castlevania 64, right?
Oh yes, many times. I
Okay.
unapologetically love that game.
I don't think these games are bad.
No,
the primary
I think they weren't
problems with
Symphony of the
these-
Night.
Well,
And that's about it.
Well, we'll get into what Igarashi had to do with it. The primary problem I found with this game is people were expecting more of the what is it? They were expecting more of the action genre that this used to be. You know, every game prior to this was action. This was a straight up adventure game, you know. And that was just such a shift. I don't think a lot of people were able to quite get over that. You know, this isn't classic Castlevania, nor is it Symphony of the Night.
No, I will say, though, it does bear a striking resemblance to kind of the NES style of classic Castlevania, but in 3D. It's definitely more classic than Symphony.
I would say we're almost like into Resident Evil territory, because, I mean, it's got puzzles, environments, things of that nature. Oh, okay, so another issue with our ROM for this game, it's so weird. I don't know why it does this, but some of the colors for the torches are off. So just bear with me. And that really upsets me.
I just assumed that was intentional to make it look more eerie.
Yeah, it has issues rendering fire in general. So if like something looks really off, just know that that's not my choosing. Or that's not the director's original vision for the game.
So Nick,
really, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, now you know that we talked a little bit about how recently a lost Dreamcast demo for the successor to these games was unearthed, right?
I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, it stars Sonia Belmont. It was meant to release for the Sega Dreamcast in the year 2000, I think, and then just got canned, unfortunately, because they decided that the Igarashi vision was the way that Castlevania was going to like exclusively go for the next 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
But that is something that I would very much like to figure out how to play on my computer and just check out on this channel just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, we can. That shouldn't be too difficult.
No, I mean it's out there on computers. There is a way to download it and just get it to run without much issue, as far as I know.
Yeah, like I said, I'm more or less unfamiliar with it, but yeah, I'll learn.
Yeah. Okay, so my TV did that stupid thing again. I fixed it relatively quickly, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference in the quality of the episode overall. But here's what I'm going to do. I am going to set a sleep timer for 240 minutes, which is substantially longer than any episode of Play the Hits has ever gone. So if the TV wants to go to sleep, it's going to do it...
Wasn't your Limbo episode 2 hours?
No, 240
that's not
minutes. Yeah, that would be
that's like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Or the length of a Zack Snyder Justice League movie.
Badoom.
It was more of an observation than a joke, but it was presented in the way that it sounded like a joke.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Kind of like the Japanese
movie? Yeah, the movie was fine.
Was it though? Yeah, you're right. It was the
okayest. It was the okayest 2-hour, 4-hour movie I've ever seen. It was one of those popcorn movies that I watched and then I walked away from it and never thought about it again, and it left no impression on me.
And never hoped to. The whip sound effect is notably more satisfying than in the first game.
More satisfying than in my demo, actually, when I was tinkering with controls for this last night.
Yeah, I mean, like, that sounds like
you're
he's
right.
Fucking...
I don't remember this being so satisfying.
That sounds like he is beating the shit out of his foes, you know?
Well, I mean, that's how you got to do it with the whip.
Yeah. I mean, one does not whip lightly.
I mean, there's a lot of monsters you'd whip, and they'd just be like, oh, well, that mildly annoyed me, and then proceed to maul you to death.
Now, Nick, you were a college student in the mid to late aughts, correct?
What was that?
You were a college student in the mid to late aughts, correct?
Yeah. Well, look at that beautifully rendered hand.
And that water. Pristine. So you were aware of the Comedy Central series known as Robot Chicken. Do you remember the Castlevania bit on that show?
No, you're thinking of, Cartoon Network, more specifically Adult Swim.
Correct, yes. That's what I meant to say. But anyways, do you remember the Castlevania bit on Robot Chicken?
No.
It was one of their more memorable bits where
I remember they had this brief period of time where they were like, "Hey, we can do video games for a cheap laugh."
Right. Well, and this was one of them, but it was one of those ones where the premise itself wasn't super funny. It was like monsters reacting realistically to being whipped in the face by Simon Belmont. But the longer it went on, the funnier it got. Like, he would continue... Did it just do it again? Nick, I am so sorry. Oh, wait, no, never mind. That's the loading screen. I thought the TV decided to shit out again.
No, it's just the ship sinking for whatever reason.
Indeed. But anyways, so it starts off like he whips like
I don't know what this mournful music was for. It's as though like we had an emotional attachment to the boat.
It was his father's boat. Like, there's a whole story there that you don't know. But yeah, so it starts off with Simon just whipping a random enemy in the face, right?
I mean, is this gonna be one of those things that like I'm not really gonna get if you explain it? I'd kind of have to watch it.
No. It's exactly as stupid as it sounds. And then the monster's like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Who the hell just goes around whipping people?" But then, and you know, like, haha, okay, not very funny. But then, you know, he does it again. To another monster, and then Dracula's coming in, and he's like checking on his guys to see if they're okay, and like, no, we're not okay. And the longer it goes on, the more belly laughs you get out of it.
I guess like, you'd have to be there.
It makes you ponder like the cruelty of using a whip on anything.
Well, I mean, let's just be honest.
I love this boss.
Oh yeah. Arm came off immediately.
Like they do when you cut them off.
Now, and we got that wonderful boss music. What game was this first featured in? I can't remember.
This was Rondo of Bloods. The one that we played on the PSP. Hello. Wow, you should be dead.
Yeah, I should, but it's only normal mode.
Oh, okay.
I think.
So basically, the only time you're really going to die is the scene where you have to transport the chemical without jumping or running too fast.
We'll get into the rules about what we're gonna do about quick saves when we get there.
Ah, the mystical quick save. That's what got us through Zelda 2, and that's what'll get us through this.
Where is my sub-weapon button?
If only you had some turkey legs. Oh,
Reinhardt's not looking good.
Is this one of those ones where they... Nope, never mind. I was going to say, is this one of those games where they attack you right as they die?
That was also Rondo of Blood that did that, wasn't it?
Yes, correct. But I wasn't sure if this one included that as well.
Got to get our secret wall chicken
Secret
here.
beef.
Oh, secret... No, there was chicken and beef.
It's like the fuck...
Okay, I got to figure out where I mapped the sub-weapons to.
And how to eat beef. Besides, you know... I love
that's a dumb place to put it.
I love that Dracula has basically set up his castle as like the medieval equivalent to the Arby's.
How do you figure?
You know, beef everywhere.
Oh yeah, because the beef, yeah.
Because he has the meats.
We've got the beef.
Yeah,
for
right.
Sandwiches.
Oh well,
you know,
to get the episode title out of the way right away. You know, we got the beef.
It's early.
It's still.
You know, it took me forever to realize these were supposed to be this game's take on the Flea Men.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're dealing with them much more efficiently than I ever did the Flea Men. Oh yeah, okay, I can see that now, totally.
Well, off the bridge you went.
They just die a hell of a lot easier.
I love this little side sword that he's got, and you'd think like, you know, this would be useful in particular encounters, or like, you know, it's twice as strong, but you got to risk getting in close. No, it's significantly weaker than your whip.
It's a butter knife, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it can be used to break torches. That's about it.
Yeah, like if the whip is too unwieldy for close range torches. Yeah. So I remember in the N64 days when I rented the original Castlevania 64. What I really wanted to rent, unfortunately, was Symphony, but I figured, hey, Castlevania. And I
did many kids who played this game.
Right, yeah, but, you know, I didn't realize this would end up becoming, like, so nostalgic, and really one of my favorite games in the whole series. There we go. Now we're back in the original games territory. But I didn't realize at the time how endearing this game would end up being for me. And
this game grows on you.
It really does. But anyways, so you know, at the time I was like, oh man, I just want to play Symphony so bad. Like, Alucard uses a sword. I'm just gonna use fucking Richter's sword. that lasted about 5 minutes. Good lord, you were decimating this boy. How many times have you whipped him? Like twice?
Yeah, well, hey, I'm okay at this game.
He is half dead.
What? Well, this is only the intro
Thunder
boss. Yeah, you fight him for real later.
That's right.
This is just to kind of give you a taste of what's to come. This is like Nintendo showing off their, you know, what the system is capable of.
Right. And then there's Carry, which is just cheat mode.
Easy mode. Right. Yeah. One of the things you'll notice that's different between this and the N64 version, well, the original version, is you can actually level up your sub-weapons, which is pretty sweet.
Aha.
So, like, that's why when you throw the axe, it's got that thunder after effect.
Right.
Oh. I gotta say, there was nothing more cathartic for me as a child than just whacking these skeletons to death.
Right.
And boy, there's a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. They are not few.
Well, you know, they do a good job in this first stage of keeping you occupied with stuff to do.
Yeah, you know, I like this as an introductory level. It you know, you can't really call that a puzzle, but you do have to navigate your environment. You have to explore to make your way.
Now we gotta fight the Panther Man.
Oh, that's right, Pantherman. He goes down like a bitch. Oh, wrong. Wow, he did
we'll just
nothing.
face tank him. Why? Why?
I died protecting my gold.
So you did beat the original, right?
Oh, absolutely. Even got the true malice ending.
Oh yeah.
Which wasn't hard to get, in all fairness. But
what a dumb ending! I mean, like, I could see what they were trying to do with that, but what a dumb system.
Make
like,
Dracula young and sexy, of course.
Well, no. I mean, to unlock the ending, which was no, I like the Malice thing. That was a good twist. That was kind of like a Children of the Corn thing, you know.
Yeah,
Malice.
I love when he showed up. And it's like, oh god, he's looking creepy all of a sudden.
No, what I was referring to specifically was stop it. I'm either trying to read this or get roast beef out of it. I'm not sure. Okay, read it. All right, the sage points the way.
He gnaws on it just for good measure.
No, what I didn't like was how, like, your ending was determined by how many sun or moon cards you used.
Oh.
Yeah, if you used 4 of them, then you got the bad ending.
That's right, yeah.
But there were sun and moon doors, which
where you
complicated
had to,
things even further.
Or just
so then
wait
you just
it
have
out.
to sit there and wait.
Yeah, right. So the game tempted you to use the cards.
Well, the rules were never established very well. It just said if you wait a certain amount of time, you'll get the bad ending. But you can literally sit there and wait in game 100 days.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is true.
Well, I am going to say that as much as I love this game, I vastly prefer the original Forest of Silence to this game's iteration. So why don't you tell me how you've been lately, friend?
No, not too shabby. Like busy as all hell. Next week is VBS, which
oh yeah.
If you've ever been a part of a VBS, then you know that
I have.
That everybody in the church thinks it's the most necessary thing in the world, but nobody wants to contribute to it. So it's all me. Well, actually, if it weren't for Sarah, I would have been like I probably would have rage quit.
Why am I not surprised? I thought that tree already got struck.
It's dramatic effect, Nick.
Literally, that tree already fell down once.
It's showing us the impermanence of trees. Now, is this where the bridge descends and you have to work your way down these god-awful platforms?
Let's go to the footage. No, that's a little bit later. They did keep that with the fishmen attacking and all.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, this and the nitro part were really the only 2 parts of the game that I found like super annoying because you can't really rotate the camera. Do you not
remember the Tower of Execution or the dual tower?
I remember the Star Tower having some annoying platforms.
Yeah, that was Carrie. That was
Ah.
the Tower of Sorcery.
Tower of Sorcery, okay.
Yeah, the
I
dual
like
tower
how you still knew
was
what I was
just
talking about, though.
no. Well, it's probably been 15 years since you played it.
Yeah,
And it probably wasn't super memorable either.
Probably more, actually. I'm guessing
This
was probably
game definitely stands out
2002,
more with
somewhere in
the
there.
early game. And then it just kind of, after the Castle Center, it's just like a big blur.
Okay.
Like everything after that's just kind of meh. Let's just get
I
to
remember
Dracula.
the Rose Garden was really cool. The hedge maze was really cool. You're right. The tower sections weren't the most memorable because the early environments were so memorable.
Right, right. And I'm almost convinced that, like, the villa and stuff,
Yeah,
that was... Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking, like, the villa was the coolest thing ever. I thought that was Dracula's castle at first. I'm like, oh, man, you're just going to get deeper and deeper into this, and the more you go in, the more disturbing it gets. You know, it stops being
Wouldn't
like
that
a
have
nice
been
place.
great?
But then, no, you just go into the catacombs after the hedge maze, and that's it for the villa.
There were a ton of restrictions on this game. This game was a
Son of
development
bitch.
nightmare.
Okay, my TV is on a quest to screw us over, and I do not know why. My apologies, Nick.
Well, I'm sure that makes more sense on your end.
No, it really doesn't, because, okay, in the offshoot that we get, like, any actual viewers out there, someone want to explain to me why LG TVs just feel like turning themselves the fuck off for no reason?
I have no clue how any of this works.
I mean, you would think that unless you have the TV set to go to sleep after a set amount of time, that, you know, it's going to stay on until you physically turn it off. Not so, apparently, when I have the computer plugged into it, and I don't know why. And it doesn't do this with any other device that I have connected via HDMI. Like,
oh god, that actually scared me.
PS5, Switch, whatever. I can play them for
maybe
hours.
You got a ghost or something.
I can play them for hours straight without the TV turning off. The computer, 10 minutes is all you get, and then it's going to turn itself off unless I make a point to actively go through and turn on the timer.
I
and,
cannot
like,
dodge anything tonight. Okay, just take all the punches to the face, I guess.
Good plan.
And we're just about out of the
yeah, I am
forest.
clueless as to why this is happening. It is absolutely driving me up a wall.
Alright, I am going to do... I'm only going to quick save at stupid platforming parts. If I get killed in combat legitimately, I'll just run with it, but... Let's be honest, I don't remember this game fondly for the platforming. This ain't no Super Meat Boy.
Of course. What are you doing, LG? Cut it out. Ugh. I'm like trying to solve this problem like out of the corner of my eye as I'm watching you play. Like, what the hell? Like, why is that a thing? Oh.
I think one of these has a chicken in it. Everyone's face is in agony and pain.
Okay, I have turned off
this one
energy
is
saving.
Okay. So this is the giant skeleton you probably remember.
Okay, there he is. That's right. There is a second one before the drawbridge comes down.
Yeah, it's like the real fight. And if you're on hard mode, you got to fight those goofy skeletons on the motorcycles as well.
I love those guys.
Oh, I love them too, but they are so goofy and out of place. But that's why I love them.
You're right. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's so great.
Like a giant electrified skeleton. But here we are.
But
This is
here
how we
we
chose to
are.
spend our Friday.
Oh yeah, you're doing
Oh, God,
noticeably
I forgot
less
about
damage
the
to him.
Poison breath.
Now, can you go into the menu at any time and eat chicken? Am I remembering that right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
They
I gotta
don't make
show
you
you the
consume
menu.
it the second you get it. I appreciated that about
right.
this one.
Right, you can hold 10 of them too. This is important later for when you meet the demon merchants. I feel like the axe is a little broken in this game.
Yeah, well, considering that in this one it can bark lightning.
And shockwaves. Okay, then he's gonna do the breath attack. There we go.
I love that belch. That's a full-on Barney Gumble.
Skeleton poison. Bad. Hey, look, his little arm is twitching. It's adorable. Okay,
It'd be more adorable if we're trying so hard to kill you, but...
There we go.
Alright, well, we'll see if that did anything.
One of my favorite parts of this is he's got a fried chicken in his mouth.
I guess that makes sense. Would it be great you like pull it out of his ass? Reinhardt, no.
You know, Konami at first had some issues with Reinhard Schneider. They were going to call him Schneider Belmont.
Correct.
But
yeah,
then
I remember
someone
that.
someone had to point out that Schneider is a patronymic and it's a last name. No one goes by the first name Schneider.
So rather than make him Reinhard Belmont, no, we're really committed to Schneider.
Yeah. Go figure.
Which ultimately gave Konami the excuse to not make these games like hard canon, which to me is just a cop-out. Who really cares? One, who really cares about Castlevania canon? Two, these are good games. I don't care if they aren't Symphony of the Night.
They did the same thing with Carrie Fernandez because she was originally supposed to be one of the Belnads.
Oh, Belnadish?
Belnade, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care how it's pronounced in the
You don't have to pronounce all
anime.
The consonants.
Yeah. Have you watched season 4 yet, by the way?
No. I have a Hulu account and a Disney Plus account, and I can't justify getting a Netflix account just to watch one thing, so I'm ticking everything off the list as I watch it.
Gotcha. There's a white jewel. Now, remind me, were the white jewels a thing in the original?
Yeah, those were your save points. Hey, look, it's the Dos Equis man.
Did they add more of them? Yeah, it is. That's the most interesting man in the world.
Oh, God.
Stay thirsty, my friends. Well, but I mean, you did get the clip that I sent you, right?
Oh, wait, I thought these were day and night doors.
Ah.
No, I don't think they are in this version.
No, just regular keys, it looks like.
Okay, so I think I have to climb to the top and get the key. And yeah, there's that messed up fire effect I was talking about. But what were you saying?
Oh, you got the clip on Facebook that I sent you of the low point, high point of season 4?
Oh, well, I didn't watch it because it's season 4.
Oh, it's not really even a spoiler. It's just a one-liner that stuck with me.
Spoilers.
Okay.
Trust me.
All right.
I can extrapolate a lot from a very small scene.
Okay, I'm guessing then that when you see it live, you'll know what clip I sent you.
Just like I did with the Game of Thrones stuff you sent me, which, in retrospect, I could have spoiled because that series sucked anyways. So
I sent you Game of Thrones stuff?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, interesting.
Just like a couple things.
I think one of them was a list that I actually watched.
Oh, one of them was like a list of everybody who died, which, you know, yeah.
That sounds like me.
People die on Game of Thrones. Therefore, it is a good show.
People talk about that like Game of Thrones is the first series that ever fucking killed off half its cast. Like, that's not true.
Well, it was bold and audacious. Well, because they spent a lot of time building up the cast that they killed.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They didn't kill like the throwaway characters. No,
they killed Sean Bean. They killed the A-lister.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, but the moment Sean Bean arrives on camera, you kind of expect him to die at some point.
Well, yeah, like later.
like later, not like in the first 4 episodes.
Hopefully at the hands of Pierce Brosnan. But no.
Wouldn't Pierce Brosnan have made a great Jon Snow?
I believe Pierce Brosnan has killed Sean Bean 2 times on camera. One in GoldenEye and one in The Patriot, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Was Sean Bean was in The Patriot?
I could be confusing that for a movie that looked like The Patriot.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
You could be right. It's been a long time since I've seen that. The only memorable death I recall from that one is Mel Gibson's son. But
Are you
that
not
definitely
thinking-
wasn't Sean Bean.
Is that Braveheart?
No, that was the Patriot.
Okay.
Though he might have
Yeah.
lost a son in Braveheart too. I'm not sure. Mel Gibson's
Entirely
movies are
possible.
pretty predictable. Holy shit!
Yeah, this fire is supposed to be.
You are like a god compared to them. Oh my
Chris,
goodness!
I have played through this game 3 times already just to get Reinhardt unlocked because he doesn't come as the default character.
In preparation for this.
In preparation for this show that will
Oh,
probably
God.
be watched a year later by the 2 people who requested it. I have played through this 3 times.
Now you must forgive me. Is Malice in this one? Is he still true Dracula?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
he is still in Reinhardt's storyline.
Okay, so it's pretty similar then.
It's exactly the same. The only thing that's going to be different is they added some
boat.
extra stages.
Okay.
So this next part here is kind of bland, unless this is where Dracula appears.
I like this part. No, I think you're right. This is where Dracula shows up.
Well, I was going to say, this would be a good time, okay, it's not
to
yet.
take donations.
Well,
Oh wait, sorry, we're not awesome games done quick.
God, I hate awesome games done quick. I'm just
Really?
well, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's just not my thing.
Charity live stream. I do kind of enjoy some of the speedrunners. They're pretty impressive.
Well, like whenever I watch a speed run, and it's probably, and again, this is probably just like me. But whenever I watch a speed run, it's like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and they're playing Fallout 3, and it's gonna get beaten in 5 minutes. I wonder how they do this. And then I watch, and then it's like 20 minutes of like jumping to glitch through a door, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like it's
Yeah,
always
that's
like
true.
some sort of less than interesting glitching involved. But like I said, it's probably just me catching bad moments. Where's my key?
Damn
Where's the key?
Reinhardt has a flashback to like pulling up his car to the dock before getting on the boat, and he just leaves the
Oh,
key
wait a
right there
sec.
on the dash.
Okay, it's slightly different than Cornell's. All right, the key is going to be in one of these. I love Cornell's playthrough. Well, I hate Cornell's playthrough because he fights like 2 vampires the entire game. Okay, yeah, these aren't Sun and Moon doors for Reinhardt. I guess that's
Oh,
just
interesting.
Cornell. All right. So, anyways, as I say, since this area is a little bit bland, are you familiar with the history of this game?
Only to the extent that we've discussed so far, really.
Okay. So this was like a really, really ambitious Castlevania. Like the original director of this game, and the name escapes me, but they wanted 4 playable characters. They wanted a Belmont, a Belnade. They wanted a werewolf, and then they wanted a man with a chainsaw arm and a shotgun.
Really?
Yes, like I
So
said, it was highly
full on,
ambitious.
Evil Dead, huh?
Well, the guy with the chainsaw arm's name was supposed to be Callum, and you can actually see like old pictures of the concept art in Nintendo Power. But apparently his original character model was repurposed into Dracula with the chainsaw, or Dracula, Frankenstein's monster with the chainsaw arm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I was going to point that out when we got there. But, so yeah, unfortunately they just couldn't do it. The technology just wasn't there for everything they wanted to do for like this new adventure game.
Okay.
And they did spend a ton of time on the first half of the game. So you are right about, I was right. There are day and night doors. But yeah. Oh, hey, here's that cutscene. See, I'm not crazy. See, that's the thing going between the original game and then the new game. Like, I can't tell what's been changed and what's not.
I'm noticing, like, so my only frame of experience is the original, so I am noticing some, like, subtle differences. Like, for instance, I'm pretty sure, like, this game peppers in the save crystals more liberally.
I think they're pretty much the same. I'm going to push back on you.
Okay. I
because I
believe
have
you,
a
because
pretty
you
good
clearly
memory of
have
that.
played this more than I have, but I don't feel like I remember seeing quite as many of them.
Look at that flat static image we're supposed to believe is a castle. God, I love the 90s.
Interestingly enough, that is the exact same effect that you and I said looked really good on Midgar, last episode of FF7.
And I just say, this is my favorite Dracula design in the entire series.
Me freaking too. I love Old Man Dracula. I guess he's
he
not
looks
even really
very,
real Dracula, but...
He looks very Teutonic. Yeah, we don't get the voice clips this time.
Upstart weakling. All who oppose the Dark Lord must die.
And I just say that I originally played the original version of this at my cousin's house, and her mother was super religious. I gotta tell you, that went over great.
Come, meet your doom. Ho, ho, ho! I mean, ha, 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 ha. Merry Christmas. Oh, damn it, I did it again.
But yeah, his character design in this game looks very Teutonic or Germanic, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, that's the impression I get.
No, I can see that.
Yeah, so anyways, the technology just wasn't there. So they had to cut everything down to the bare bones, which was just the original 2 characters, and they had to abandon their Chainsaw Man and the werewolf.
I wish Chainsaw Man had made it.
In one of the weirdest things in gaming of all time, they actually got a do-over, and they were allowed to do this game, basically get a redo and remake the game. And that's what this is. This is basically the director's cut of the first game. Yeah. Would you like to know what's even more interesting?
Well, you've got me wrapped around your finger now.
Guess what game? Yeah, Nick did show prep. Buckle in. I'm having a good night. What can I say?
Hells yeah.
Guess what game this company went on to do after they did this?
What's that?
Guess what game they made?
Buck Bumble.
Okay, it's a Castlevania game.
Buck Bumble.
God, I love that. Well, Buck Bumble was a good game.
I like Buck Bumble.
It was fun. This was the same crew that went on to make Circle of the Moon.
Oh, this was Circle? Wow,
yeah, that's what they went on to do after this.
Don't get me wrong. I love this game, but Circle of the Moon is quite a different beast.
No, well, no. I mean, that was their whole thing, was let's do Castlevania, but let's do something different. So when you think about it from that perspective, it makes total sense.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ah! What are you guys doing? Killing dogs, huh? Calm down, Rex. Not cool, dudes. Not cool. Do they still have the platform that you can, like, cheese this boss with? There used to be an invisible platform you could grab onto. Yeah, they removed it in this version.
I remember that, though. I do remember what you're talking about, because I read about it. Weirdly enough, it made it into an issue of Nintendo Power.
Oh, I can totally believe that. Okay, now here comes the creepy part. This scared me to death as a kid.
Oh, yes.
As everything goes dark. And then music kicks in, and you just see that fiery dog.
This is cool.
This game had so much good stuff in it. There's a lot to like in this game.
Why did people hate this game? But we know why people hated this game. But why did people hate this game?
It was too different. Like I said, I think a lot of people were expecting either action, like the original Castlevanias, or the new wave with Symphony of the Night. They just weren't ready for just a straight up adventure game.
Yeah, this one fucking Action Jackson. Action Jackson.
Okay, now, I don't remember if they keep the old fountain puzzle or if it's the new fountain puzzle.
There's a new fountain puzzle?
If it's the new old fountain puzzle.
See, this is great, because I feel like I'm learning about this for the first time all over again. Because I really, like I said, I got past like the big skeleton, and then I had to return the game. And
well, that's why I wanted to run through this with you. See, I don't know if it's going to be the Castlevania fountain puzzle or Cornell's puzzle.
Oh, okay. So Cornell gets his own licks, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Actually, we have to be somewhere in the villa by 6 a.m. So let's go in and fight this quick boss.
I've got a date.
I gotta tell you, I hope you're keeping track of time, because I'm not.
Yes, we are only 40 minutes in, my friend.
Excellent. Yeah. I don't care if we go over.
Got a full third of the episode left.
I loved this game's vampires.
They are great. They're actually creepy. Like, look at this
They're
motherfucker.
great. Like it's nice to have vampire hunters fighting vampires,
Right?
and I like how they had the idea of like the various levels of like bloodthirst with the vampires.
Yeah.
Like the more they can't control their bloodlust, the more bestial they become.
Right. And Nick, I'm just gonna say it. This game deserves like a full HD remake so that we can see how like creepy they actually are.
There is the game that needs a reboot right now. Like, quit making good stuff. Quit making stuff that doesn't need to be made.
Games.
Remake this rough gem.
Right?
No, it's like remaking Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is a good movie. It don't need remade. Remake like this game or Cybernator. Something that needs it.
Cybernator?
Oh, it's like poor man's Blade Runner.
Oh, I was thinking like cybernetic Ralph Nader.
No, though that too would be amusing.
Though, yeah, I was gonna say you and I need to study game development at age 35 just to make that happen.
Let's see here. Can I break this in this game? Yes.
Yep. You bet you can.
I gotta get the chicken. I'm gonna be like full on chicken pretty soon, and then I'll be set for the rest of the game.
How did they hide this much chicken in furniture?
Well, why would they get up there on the chandelier and do that?
Right.
All right, let's
exactly.
see.
Oh, there's some
What
fountain
time is
chicken.
it?
1:50.
2 a.m.
Oh, I saw 1:50. Oh,
Oh,
basically.
well, I'm rounding up because now it's
Chris. There we go.
well, it's close.
Considering
All
10
right,
minutes
let's-
is about 2 seconds in this game here.
Let's see. Here lies Lord of this Manor, or de Rey. Oh no.
Or as I pronounced his name as a child, Or de Reyes.
I wonder if Or de Reyes at his mansion would serve hors d'oeuvres
With a nice glass of Chablis.
or champagne.
Champagne. I believe it's pronounced
How many more of these have
Champagne,
we
Nick.
got?
Champagne. Come on. Seriously though,
hmm.
with the beef and the chicken. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Hey,
I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, but
We're loading up. Here lies my beloved wife Mary. Okay, I don't know how this puzzle works.
here lies my cheating son of a bitch husband, Joseph.
Because the original puzzle is you had to press these switches in a certain order, and it was based on like what the owner of the manor wrote in his diary. It was like, I'm going to go ahead and prepare tombstones for myself, my wife, my child, and anyone who stops by.
In that
So you had
order,
to like press the tombstones in that order.
wouldn't it be
that
great
is
if he
not
said
what-
in his journal, in that order? That's the order I'm building him in.
Right. Oh, we should probably start moving on our butt. I don't know. Oh, this rises at midnight, I think.
Is this the one? Is the 6 a.m. the one where you have to meet what's her face, Cruella de Vil?
Rosa.
Rosa.
Yeah. Yes. I think. Yes. The fountain.
She looks
rises
nothing
at
like
midnight,
Cruella,
though.
but you know what I meant.
I don't know if she's supposed to be like 26 or 14 or what Japan's got going on here.
Now, is she
And
like this game's stand-in for Carmilla, or is Carmilla her own thing in this game? I forget.
Good call. Oh, okay. Thank God. It's before dawn.
I loved this. This was so, again, just I recognize by modern standards these aren't good graphics, but this was like so atmospheric for me as a kid.
Can I throw a question here at you?
No.
Do you think?
But yes.
Do you think polygon graphics like this are, by their very nature, just more creepy?
Yeah, a little bit. Like
this in Silent Hill?
Yes, like I feel like this era lent itself well to horror games precisely because of the technical limitations, you know? Everything was dingy and hazy and abstract, and for horror, that works. Like,
But
look
I
at
wouldn't
that. That's
give-
fucking like, oh my god.
Yeah, for its time, you know, and it's just enough where you got to fill in the rough gaps, the gaps with your imagination.
Yeah, like Silent Hill. You know the story about the fog, right? It was added
Because it was the render distance.
Yeah,
right?
because they wanted to have like a big city in that game, but the render distance made that impossible. So like, what if everything was just shrouded in fog? And it ended up being, iconic.
Yeah, it seemed like a feature, not a flaw.
Right. To the point where they made it a feature. So, I know you talked about this a little bit last time. Do you think we're ever going to... Or wait, no, you... Backpedaling now. You told me, like, Kojima is legitimately working on the game that would have been Silent Hill?
Oh, hold on. I feel like she told me something about a key I'm gonna need, and I totally skimmed over it.
I can help you no more. You didn't help me at all, please.
Oh, she's talking about Vincent. He took the key.
Oh, that's right. Dude, Vincent was a guy who kind of just pattered out, didn't he?
They just needed a Van Helsing.
Yeah, they did. I remember, like, there was, like, a subset of Konami that developed, like, the kind of less mainline games, like this one and the...
Wait.
The Sega...
Okay, I think I have to talk to her to make Vincent appear, but I think I have to come back here at dawn.
Yes, you do have to come back here and examine that. I remember that, but I don't remember the context.
There's so much time stuff.
Right. Thanks God for Nintendo power. But anyways, so like I feel like there was a subset of developers at Konami who worked on like the B Castlevania games, like this one and the Sega Genesis one, that were really intent on making this universe kind of married to Bram Stoker's Dracula. Mm-hmm. Like for instance, the John Morris in the Genesis game was Quincy Morris's like bastard son or something like that.
Yeah, I think they said it was like his father or some such.
Yeah,
like they really leaned into it.
Yeah, like Quincy just had a son that he didn't bother to tell anybody about, but somehow watched him die, even though they were in fucking Wallachia when that happened.
God, please let the key be here.
You're on the right track. I feel is like the angle you have to try right here. Yeah. Nope. Left.
No, because it's in this place when I have to get it for Cornell.
Right. Yeah. No, I remember this. Try the spot facing this door to your left.
Well, there's supposed to be
a glimmer.
There's supposed to be a glimmer. Yeah.
I remember it being though. Go towards the camera. Other side, the exact opposite end of the pillar.
Oh, on this side.
Yes. This is where I remember it for some reason.
Well, let's
You're probably right, but
I'm gonna go ahead quick load here.
And so we can just listen to her again.
Just because no, it was afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Just because I don't want to get too finicky with the time here.
Maybe Vincent will tell you.
Because there are several things we have to hit timing-wise in the villa. That's my one complaint about this section, is the timing stuff.
Well, I think the point was you were supposed to spend several days wandering through here, right?
Right. I would have loved to have just seen a Castlevania that was just like this and Resident Evil.
Agreed.
That would have been great, but it also would have been very time-consuming.
Oh, hey, you asked about how I was doing, and I responded with the VBS quip. I think my reward to myself this year is going to be Resident Evil Village after I'm done.
Oh, yeah, you'll have to let me know how that is if I don't pick it up by then.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to be playing it for Spoopy October, because what's October without a Resident Evil game? But
that's very true.
Yeah. And by then we should be more than finished with FF7, so...
Is this the room I want? Yes.
Yes, this is where you meet Vincent.
Right. Unless that's timed as well.
Nope.
Well, we unlocked something. Oh!
Jesus, it's an old man!
Dr. Van Helsing!
Did they, no joke, so I played this game before I read Bram Stoker's Dracula, and this guy was how I pictured Van Helsing.
Me too! Me too.
Like when I read the book, this is the image I have in my head.
Same thing for me. I played this before I read. I feel like they wanted to do more with this, but never quite got there.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah, again, it just makes me pine for what this game would have been like if it was just a straight-up adventure game in a mansion.
Reinhard Schneider, I have come to enjoy this Dracula.
I was reading that with that exact accent in my head.
Guten Abend. Ich bin Reinhard Schneider.
Now, have you ever gotten the bad ending of this game?
Probably. Remind me of it, though. In fact, I'm sure I have, because I played it originally without the Nintendo Power.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. We'll get both the good ending and the bad ending thanks to the power of quick saves.
Yes. Mystical quick
I
save.
won't spoil it for you because it shocked me as a kid.
Why can't I remember what it was? Was it the same in the original N64 game?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
they
then
keep
I'm sure
all
I
that
got
the
it. I
same.
just can't remember what it is.
Does he give me anything? Oh, the key to the archives. Cornell does like everything backwards in his playthrough.
There
That
we
must
go.
be the
Yeah,
key I found
he's
in
the
the
one who gives
Rose
you the heads
Garden.
up.
My tuition tells me.
Oh no, he just hands it to you.
Did he? I
give it to
didn't.
you?
A similar thing happened to me when I entered the garden. A giant suddenly attacked me.
Or is he implying that he left it in the Rose Garden?
No, I think he gave it to me. It just didn't have the courtesy to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, there it
good.
is.
Yep. You know what's
Okay.
freaking hilarious is that I have a vivid memory of being 10 years old and stupid when I played this for the first time. I completely was like glossing through his text and didn't read what happened. So I'm combing the castle up and down looking for the damn key, not realizing that it was sitting right there in my fucking inventory because I talked to him.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Can I just point something out that blows my mind?
The ray tracing?
How does this game, of all games, have perfect like mirror reflections?
Do you
that
know
is
the actual
something-
trick for how old consoles did this?
How?
There is literally an entire room on the other side of that mirror with an invisible wall that you could even break through and go into. That is an exact one-to-one duplicate of that room. That's how they do that.
How do you know that?
Because there was an interesting thing on it, like old like people were talking about like ray tracing, like, oh, I thought I remembered some games like had really good reflections back in the day. Like there was something about Duke Nukem having it, and they were like, yes, that's absolutely true. But the way they achieve that effect is by a transparency effect over an invisible wall, where behind it sits an exact identical room with a second character model that follows your movements.
I am so happy that we chose to play this game because I didn't know that. That is really cool. Thank you for sharing that.
You're very welcome. I thought that was really interesting too.
You know, I bet someone has probably been in chat the entire time and has said something similar, and we just completely forgot to check.
No. Did I tell you? Oh, I didn't tell you that. I've been working on it so hard with Max that I didn't even tell you that we've upgraded our tech here on Play the Hits.
We are at Maximum Chicken already.
Maximum Chicken.
Maximum
There's our episode
Chicken.
title.
Yeah, there's our episode title, Maximum Chicken. I love it. Go on.
Anyways, I finally like delved more into OBS's settings because now that we're playing like PS5 games on this channel, I wanted to figure out what I could tweak to make our more high-res games a little less what's the word I'm like kind of muddy looking. Like for N64 games or even like PS2 era games on down were like perfect, but for more graphically intensive games, it tends to get kind of muddy. So I went into OBS and started playing with things, and then I realized like,
okay, I knew you could break that.
I realized, wow, hey, I can basically use OBS as a I can connect it directly to the Elgato instead of just using the Elgato on a separate screen. If that makes any sense, like OBS is able to read the Elgato instead of just recording the display. So I have the Elgato running and it looks perfect, and I'm able to watch it on OBS with with the chat window and notifications open because I'm seeing it on OBS. So what I'm watching right now is you playing this game on OBS. So I'm watching the audio mix, I'm watching the chat, I'm watching our 0 viewers. Like I can see everything. It's great.
Well, these games
we'll
are
never
more
miss anything again.
I find the charm of these our videos to like actually watch them later. My sister was spending the night last week when I was watching the kids, and because my parents were out of town for 4 days, that's why I couldn't catch you.
Yeah.
And we were actually listening to some of our old Play the Hits episodes, and you know, they're charming when you look back. So
yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to like revisiting them in like a decade. You know, because that was kind of the whole reason we started this channel, right? Is that you and I had such good times at the end of college gaming together.
I got to interrupt you.
Yeah,
I love this scene. Do you remember this?
This is cool. Yeah. This motherfucker.
Yep.
He pulls a police chief from Resident Evil 2 on you.
Right. Well, they got that cool scene here with the incredibly loud Rose, I guess.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
How did I hear that?
This rose is made of cement. If you value your life, you will flee this place now.
You can tell this game was built around the idea of the villa, because like all the cool stuff is here.
Absolutely. It's like the villa, and it's like, oh crap, guys, we gotta pad this game another 4 hours or so.
The villa, and to the lesser extent, the castle center.
Just throws up on you.
I'm gonna slowly roll.
You'll never catch me. You smell different from the usual, adventurer. Come to me. I will taste your blood.
I like how once it becomes a vampire, his voice changes and becomes weirder. And the table disappears. I seem to remember you could attack him as a bat and get some like extra items, but...
Or is that the one in the entrance to the catacomb? Like the mini boss?
I think that's literally
that's a great boss
an
fight.
N64 Castlevania 64 version.
Oh, okay.
I think it used to be in there, and for whatever reason, they just didn't do it here.
Oh, weird.
Though they clearly did it with the first vampire.
Yeah, see, you're right. I was exactly the same as you. I was hoping that the whole game would be this. Like,
oh my god.
I love the villa. It's so good.
I'm so confused on keys now. Okay, this gets us into the garden.
Doesn't he use keys automatically? You don't have to go into your inventory and use them, do you?
Well, right, but eventually I'm going to hit a locked door, and then I'm going to have no clue on what I'm supposed to do.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, no, you're right. This is like so tonally different from the castle proper, and I love it.
It almost feels like this was a very early build of the game.
You're right. I do get the impression that a lot more work went into this area than in other parts. Like I said, the towers were kind of samey and nah. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were certainly more challenging, but...
Yeah, like I said, or like you said, it seemed like this is kind of where the starting point for the idea for the game was, and then things just kind of spiraled. Hey, this is cool.
He breaks his leg. Game over. By the way, I solved the TV issue.
Oh, good.
Do you want to know what the culprit was in case you ever try to do a dual display with the TV?
Yeah, very quickly.
I have it connected to my soundbar. Now, my soundbar, of course, is completely inactive because I'm using my headphones. So the soundbar auto-powers off after a while, and the TV is connected to it via HDMI and its smart link, so the TV turns itself down when the soundbar goes off. So all I had to do was go into my soundbar settings. Oh, Renan. I forgot about Renan. Or Renan.
Yeah, how cool was... I always called him Renan, but I could be wrong.
That sounds way cooler than mine. More French. Renan.
Well, I guess it makes sense because I kind of get a French vibe from all of this. You know, like the villagers look like French peasants. I mean, I don't know.
So
kind of got like little Versailles look to the villa.
So I hate myself for thinking this, but I can't, in the modern context, I can't not see Gaunter O'Dim.
Well, that is almost exactly what he is, because you know how his character works in this game,
yeah, of course. He's just the mischievous devil, right?
No. Okay, you know what his mechanic is in the game?
What do you mean?
Okay, so if you... Okay, remember how they talk about how Reinhardt can't read the contracts and essentially Renan... Yeah. Right. So there's a line in the contract that states if you spend more than 30,000 gold, he is also keeper of your soul for all eternity, which triggers an optional boss fight later.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. I got the boss fight with him too. I remember that.
All right. Where are we on time?
We are exactly at an hour. Funny, you should ask.
Do you want to finish? Do you want to finish the Rose Garden?
I'd rather do a second episode, but your call.
Well, let's see here. I mean, we can. This would be an okay place to break it up.
I think so, because I mean, it's certainly dramatic.
If I could say it would be 5 minutes, I would say let's press on. But I got to be honest, I'm so nervous about these keys.
Fucking chainsaw.
I feel like I'm gonna hit a locked door, and then it's gonna be like, well, now what? None of these keys unlock anything. So, yeah, this is an okay place to stop. So,
All
yeah.
right.
So far, I'm enjoying the heck out of it. Hopefully, it's been a fun ride for you as well, going down memory
Oh,
lane.
absolutely. No Japanese twins, but hey, maximum chicken.
Maximum chicken indeed.
We will see you next time, Nick.